Fantastic. And I am going to mute everyone so we have no background noise. Well, good morning. And again, I am always grateful, really astounded with the turnout, both here live and online. I think the number of signups is over 200 now. And of course, because they float in and out, but it's really like what it really says is how lively a topic this is, the healing of the heart of America, and how so much people understand the power and value of moving into your hearts in terms of your daily life. So today is May 9th, and I'm saying that for the recording artist who's going to help me out when I find that person, so they know what it is. And my name's Stephen Wynn, and I'd like to welcome everyone. And let's start this process of moving into our hearts and using the power of our hearts to heal the wounds in our lives, and then the power of our hearts to address the issues that are dividing and challenging to us as Americans. So let's start with this classic hands-on heart position. Sit up straight. Maybe just notice where you are feeling, where you're starting today, this morning. And just feel, if you can feel through your fingertips, it's fine, or just internally feel your heartbeat if you can. If not, don't worry about it. It comes pretty quickly. And just breathe in and out of your heart. Let's allow our hearts to soften. There is actually a literal awakening of our hearts as we start to put attention on them. It's like the heart goes, oh yes, I'm here, I'm awake, I'm alive. And now just pull your hands down and go ahead, just open up your eyes if you don't mind. And one reason I have to ask you to do this is take a look around and notice how absolutely safe you are, that it's safe to go within. People who've been meditating a long time don't understand, because they're so used to going inside, don't understand there are many people who have such trauma in their lives that it's hard for them to close their eyes. It's just not safe. So if they open their eyes and look around, close their eyes, open their eyes, look around, they begin to realize how absolutely safe it is for them to go inside and begin to experience these divine qualities of the heart. So just for fun, we sat there with our hands on our heart for maybe a minute and a half, and just notice what you felt like before we started, and just after a minute and a half, and how that shifts just so quickly when we put our attention on our hearts. And let's go on now to our basic heart rhythm meditation. This is this form of meditation that my two heart teachers, Puran and Susanna Baer, discovered by researching the Desert Fathers and the Desert Mothers, these amazing God-realized beings from the 4th and 5th centuries. And it's just a process of connecting the rhythm of our heartbeat to the rhythm of our breathing. And it automatically pulls in the rhythm of our cerebral spinal fluid, pulsing up and down our spine. So let's just begin this process by sitting up straight, comfortably. We never strain here. And just noticing our breath. That's how we start. We sort of get a baseline. How easy is it to inhale? How easy is it to exhale? Which nostril is more clear, more open, or maybe both of them are, whatever it is. How full are we breathing? How fully are we exhaling? All we do here is we notice. And part of this is becoming friends with our breathing. Friends with our lungs, with our nasal and pathways, or the pathways of the breath. So after we've said hello to our breathing process, let's begin by consciously exhaling fully, pulling the abdominal muscles all the way back towards the spine, just to where it's comfortable. And then easily, effortlessly watching the inhale when we let that go. The lungs just fill up spontaneously, effortlessly. It's a natural process. And let's just begin consciously exhaling fully, consciously inhaling fully. And perhaps notice what that does for your energy level, your sense of aliveness inside. As we start to bring all that prana, all that chi flooding into our system. And this is not a hyperventilation. This is a slow, easy breathing process. Full inhale, full measured exhale. And when you're comfortable, begin to connect it to the rhythm of your heartbeat. You may easily discover that you can feel your heartbeat inside yourself as you go within. And if you can't, simply put your fingers on your pulse, on your wrist or your throat, and notice your heartbeat there. And then inhale 6, 8 beats, whatever's comfortable. Exhale 6, 8 beats. And if you can't feel your pulse, feel your heartbeat, don't worry. For right now, just do a count. 6 or 8 counts. Inhale, 6 or 8, exhale. Over time, you may discover that you naturally move to 10 heartbeats per exhale and inhale. Whatever it is for you. This is about your body, your breathing pattern, your connection to your breath. And every day as we do this, I'm going to introduce one more process, just so you start to learn the various things we can do with our heart and breath. So this morning, I'd like to work with the forward direction of the heart. Because the heart is the center of our energetic body. So while we're breathing, connecting our rhythm of our breath to our heart, begin to inhale the energy of the breath directly into the heart. And then as we exhale, feel the energy move out front, out of our heart, out. Maybe you go a foot or two or three or as far as you want to go. Inhale back into the heart. Always feeling the heartbeat. Exhale. Move the energy forward from your heart. The benefit of this is that the forward motion of our heart, the energy of our heart going forward, opens up our daily activities, goes through our day, opening doors for us. The power of love coming out from our heart just softens the events of our day. And just to set an intention, is it okay with us if we become fluid and friendly with the power of our heart, able to consciously move it forward into our day, to connect with the people that we will meet with at work, at home, with our family? It's an easy intention to say yes to. Why not? Once we become aware of it, this power becomes magnified. It happens automatically. People who are really heart-centered, they walk into a room and they feel love for everyone in the room. And the atmosphere of the room will just change. Is it okay with us if we become the ones who change the atmosphere in the room? And again, all we do is we say yes to this intention. We don't have to do anything. We just say yes and let the heart do all the work. And now just take a moment. We've been breathing in and out of our heart. And let's do what we did yesterday and just begin to expand the field of our heart field, we call it. The energetic field of our body. We just want to get into the practice. We inhale, we fill up with energy. And we exhale, and we expand our heart field. This will have far-reaching effects as we go on here. Maybe it expands out. You can feel it a few inches, maybe a foot. Maybe we can expand it to fill the room. Whatever it is, just be at peace with it. We're just taking baby steps here. But eventually, as we step into the full power of our heart, living from our heart consciously, that heart field will bless everyone that we meet. So just to let that heart field expand again with every exhale. Hold it out there as we inhale and fill up with more power. And just allow it to shift out even fuller, more fully, more completely. And when you're ready, just let that pull back in and notice your experience of expanding the power and presence of your heart. Just check. Do you feel energy? Do you feel tingling? What's your experience right now? How awake is your heart? How present are you to your heart? It's just feedback as we move forward in this path of the heart, of living from the heart. all the day, all the time, every day, heart-centered. So now that we're in our hearts, let's begin to apply that to something in our own lives. So I invite you, as always, to find out what's bothering you, what's irritating you, and maybe it means going back into your past. What would you like to change in your past? Or who in your orbit of friends and family, who has something that just annoys you? Maybe it's a coworker. Maybe it's a situation at work. Or again, for some reason I keep going back to the past today. And who knows how far past you want to go. But the invitation is to find something you'd like to change, something you'd like to fix, something that irritates you. And can you feel that irritation? Feel that wanting to change, wanting to fix, wanting to shift. Maybe it's about your body, something you don't like about your body, your weight, oh my goodness, your habits. Whatever it is, it can be very simple or it can be big. And just check to see if you feel any fluctuation in your body, any sensation in your body associated with that energy. Usually it's in your chest or torso or your belly. Maybe it's just in the field, the general feeling of dislike, thinking, I wish it didn't have to be that way. I wish they didn't say things like that. And just notice it. And could you just be with that energy? The thing about everything that we resist, that we don't like, is that we're the ones who have this habit of resisting, of not liking. How would your life be if instead of resisting and not liking, you automatically loved whatever was there in front of you? Or at least you were at peace with it. What would your life be like, day by day, hour by hour, minute by minute, if that were our habitual response? And just to discriminate here a moment, does our not liking that situation make it go away? Does it make it change? Or does it cause us to simply suppress it and push it away, and it comes back up later? So just as a general intention, would it be okay for us to greet the world with love, to greet the world with compassion, to greet the world with clarity? And in that compassion, in that clarity, refer back to our heart to respond, rather than to the millions of memories that we've had in the past that have charged energy within us. What we tend to do is we refer back to that and respond to that, like, oh no, if this person is like this, this means this, and this. Right? So what we want to do instead, look at this situation that you don't like and refer back to your heart. And is it okay if this becomes a new habit for us? Referring back to our heart to greet this situation or any other situation. And it really helps to do this, because sometimes what happens is our dislike and our disapproval Our fear are so strong that it throws us out of our heart. I get this. We all know this. So what we want to do is we want to look at whatever it is that bothers us, and we just want to ask this question. Is it okay if I let go of disapproving of this person? Is it okay if I let go of this fear, this concern, this irritation? Whatever the feeling is that comes up for you, quite often it's tied into wanting to be safe, wanting to control, or wanting love and approval from the other person. These are the big three energies. Jesus called them the three temptations, and they tie in directly to our root chakra, our second chakra, and our third chakra. These are all distortions of natural desires that we have. It's okay to be safe. It's okay to be loved. It's okay to have control in your life. But when that energy becomes distorted and we crave it, that's when we want to heal it. We want to heal the distortion and just allow ourselves to have those things in our life. So take a look at whatever's bothering you and just check. Does this person or event or memory make you feel unsafe? And if you're feeling unsafe, well, I'll do all three together. Does it make you feel like you have no control, like you're out of control? Does it make you feel like desperate to be heard, to be listened to? It's that desperation we want to work with. So whatever you're feeling with this situation, could you breathe into your heart and just breathe out compassion, breathe out love, breathe out safety, breathe out power. And is it okay with us if we step into our power as a heart-centered being and look at this situation or person from the perspective of having unlimited power? When you look at it from this perspective of the heart, how threatening is this person? Could you breathe into your heart and allow this quality of divine power to rise up within you? Now, some of us will have a resistance to being powerful. It's not safe. We're afraid we'll misuse the power. And could you just breathe some more into your heart? And could you let go of that fear? That fear isn't helping us, is it? Could you love the fear? Just say, I love you. And it's time for you to shift in my heart. We create all these feelings to protect us. They're not bad feelings. They're gold. They're full of energy. They're full of intelligence. Could you allow yourself to step even more into your power? And if it takes welcoming up, maybe like I'm feeling something in my underbelly right now, my own resistance. Just pull that up into your heart. Allow your heart to do the work here. Your heart does work with love. It takes this energy and it transforms it and uses it. I always invite it to strengthen a divine quality. Breathe into your heart. And again, look at this person, this situation, and just check. Are you more at peace than you were 5 minutes ago, 10 minutes ago? Are you more able to love this person? Are you more able to have compassion for the situation? You might look at the other people and understand from this place in our heart their pain, their wounds. Even if it's way back when we're in the 3rd grade or we're toddlers, whatever happened to us in our teenage years, would you look at the other people and understand, see through the eyes of your heart with compassion, their own problems. They're doing the best they can do, trying to be happy. And we are the ones, here's where it's a very important place, we are the ones who accepted whatever garbage they poured upon us. So could you forgive yourself for accepting and taking in anything that is less than wholesome and life-supporting? Could you forgive yourself some more? And more. And again, check. Who are you right now? Who are you right now? Are you bigger than these problems? Are you bigger than these circumstances? The feeling I get from this room and really on the phone, it's strange how I can feel it, but I do. Very much. We're sitting in our heart. We're stepping into our power. We're stepping into love. And this is very important because now we're going to move to a topic so near and dear to all of us. And I'll call it the topic of food safety for America. But to stir everyone up, I'm going to say, could we welcome Monsanto? Could we welcome Monsanto into our presence? So what comes up when we think about Monsanto? You know, and I'll just stir the pot here a little bit and say, oh my goodness, you know, all this genetically engineered food, they're the leaders. This food, this playing with the basic intelligence of life, and we have no idea the long-term consequences of it. They could cause catastrophes in entire groups of food. And Monsanto that sells all this crops, all these seeds, these genetically engineered seeds, just so they can sell their Roundup. It's poisoning the soil, poisoning the farmers, poisoning individuals, and even though they promised us it would not impact the human nervous system, now we're discovering this Roundup and the glyphosate, however it's pronounced, actually kills the very beneficial bacteria and enzymes within our digestive tract and impacts us there and stays there. So, what do you feel about Monsanto? And I'm going to throw in here, because it's really food safety, you know, the FDA, with all their good intentions, with their revolving doors with these corporate executives, you know, here they are. I don't know if you've heard this recently, but in the last 6 months or so, they now have deemed that you can grow food hydroponically, not in pots, and call it organic. So even when we buy organic food now, we're not necessarily getting all the beneficial microbes and biomes that come from the soil. It's like, the biggest sellout of what organic means you could imagine. So, easy to get riled up here, isn't it? Easy to say they shouldn't do this, right? So can you welcome up all this not liking, all this resistance, all this feeling like, again, we're being a victim, and we are. But what does it profit us to feel like a victim? Does it make us more powerful, or does it make us less powerful? And of course, it's obvious. When we go into victim mode, we give away our power. So, the job here is to let go of disapproving of Monsanto. So all that Monsanto has done, all that we hate about Monsanto, can you welcome up that energy, move it into your heart, or just be with it, or release it, put it out into the field. It may be easier on really charged topics. Sometimes it's just easier to pull up that energy and move it into the field. It's okay, we'll reclaim it later. It's not really lost. We're just shifting it into the field, or just sit and be with it. And I'm going to stir the pot a little bit more. Imagine we always have Monsanto. We always have more and more genetically engineered food. More and more pesticides and herbicides that are just devastating the quality of soil in America. And notice this feeling in your body. Welcome that feeling up. It's not helping us. It's causing all sorts of health problems for us. And yet it's full of energy. It's full of intelligence for us to transform through our hearts. Can you pull this energy up and let it shift into power, resolve, love, some divine quality? Just take a few minutes. I know the energy's there. And can you soften your heart towards Monsanto? Would you rather hate Monsanto, or would you rather be living in love? And is it okay with us if we live in love and have an absolute resolve to protect the integrity of the food supply in America? To protect the integrity of the soil in America? To protect the farming process in America? Now, just to sort of play with energy here, I'm going to invite us to allow ourselves to feel the heart of Monsanto, the energy of Monsanto. And the first question I'll ask with that is, do you really believe that the scientists who first discovered genetic engineering were really evil in their hearts, thinking, how can we destroy the world? I don't think so either. I think they're thinking, how can we feed the world? What's the latest and greatest pesticide we can develop to allow the breadbasket of the world to feed the world? So could we let go of our picture of them as mad, evil scientists? Could we just let that picture go? It's not helping us, and I doubt it's really true. It may be there, I don't know, but I doubt it's there. Could we look at Monsanto, and right now we label it as an evil, greedy corporation? Could we look inside of Monsanto and see probably there are many, like everywhere else, there are many good people, there may be some bad people, and all of them have the goal of improving life for everyone on the planet. And maybe they went astray. But let's not just sit in total condemnation. Let's open up our hearts and choose to see them in their highest potential. Is a way to change Monsanto to hate it, or is a way to change Monsanto to hold a vision of Monsanto acting in the highest good for mankind? That's a powerful vision, isn't it? Could we expand that to all the corporations that we love to hate? Could we hold a vision of all these corporations as acting in the highest good for all mankind? And we're still free to say, no, we don't want this in our world. That's well within our power to set boundaries. So just check to see, how do you feel about Monsanto right now compared to how you felt when I first brought up the term, the name? Do you feel heavier? Do you feel lighter? The atmosphere in the room is much lighter. So is it okay with us if we start to love even those parts of our society that have injured us, that have harmed us, because this is the way to raise them up into their highest essence? Can you sense the power of this as we start to hold this vision of them moving into this pristine, pure, powerful organization that suddenly overnight changes to do good for the world? It's a powerful picture, isn't it? And I think with that, we'll just move back into our hearts. Perhaps put our attention on the soles of our feet so we're fully grounded. And when it's comfortable, open up your eyes and see the world with love. So that ends the formal part of our program. And now we move into the interactive portion of our program. If there's anyone who's really stirred up, or, we should change the context. I'm going to invite everyone to start talking about what's going on in their lives in a positive manner. What gains are going on, whether it's from this or from anything else, from the meditations. Or if you are stirred up or have a question or need help releasing something or transforming something, that's what this is for now. And anyone on the phone that wants to check in, oops, this says I have someone. Ah, it says 778-754.
Yes, that's me, Stephen. Thank you.
What? Oh, wait a second. So 1 second, I have to, for our local audience here. Oops. That's not nice. Okay. Can you hear me?
I can.
All right. So let's get this up a little louder. Can you speak up again?
Okay.
More?
There's an echo.
There's an echo.
It sounds like you're coming out of the wrong here.
Oh, so I'm coming out of the wrong spot here. Speaker's on now? Can you speak up again?
Yeah, I'm here.
So why is this not working? Can you guys hear it?
Well, yeah, you may need to turn up the volume on the speaker.
I'll turn the speakers up here, and then we'll...
Off your speakers and off your microphone.
The microphone.
All right. How are we doing now?
Is that better?
That's so much better.
Yay.
All right, that's going to make life easy.
Okay.
All right, so sorry about that.
That's okay.
What's your name?
Eileen.
Eileen, thank you so much for joining us and calling.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm calling from Canada. And I I met you on a retreat once through the releasing.
Oh, nice. Oh, I'm so happy to have you come up again.
Yes, thank you. I'm really grateful. I'm very grateful for what you're doing here because, as we all know, there's only the one. And so as you're doing it for what's happening in the States, it's also happening, everything is happening everywhere. And so that's why part of the reason I wanted to feel the call to come in as world work, that we're doing this together.
Yes, I'm shocked because I get to see all these things about who's dialing in, and we have people dialing in from Sweden and Norway.
Yeah.
Which I'm shocked. So happy to hear that, and so I personally have such a great love for Canada. I see you as such a pure country, and I told that to one of my Canadian friends, and she said, "Oh no, you don't know what we did to the Native Americans up here, the First Nations, the First Peoples up here, and the same problems with the soil and that are up there." So I'm so grateful that you're holding the heart for Canada at this point.
Yeah, well, I really, what I wanted to share is as we meet these parts within ourselves, it affects the entire whole, and I just see that the love is all that there really is, and as these, like we were talking about Monsanto, at the heart of everything is spirit. That's the way I see it. And like, for instance, if I'm thinking of the chemtrails, if I could go to the center, all there is spirit there. And then spirit does the work. That's all I have to do is be as the love, as the heart, and let it be its pure state. But I'm not even having to do that. I'm just needing to be the love, be the purity of spirit, and then it will change. Like, I just feel the soil at its when we see it as spirit being the soil will be its natural state, and then we're not in the victim state at all anymore.
So let's take that. This is beautiful. This is really beautiful. Let's all just take a moment and allow our hearts to expand into the soil. In this country and Canada and the world, is it okay if our hearts bless the soil, enliven the soil, awaken the soil? And of course it is. Thank you, Eileen. What else? Eileen, how is it going for you in general? Are you Is it easy enough for you to move into your heart?
Yes, yes. One of the Lester has been a great teacher for me, but also the Infinite Way is as well with Joel Goldsmith. I'm not sure if you're familiar with his work.
Boy, do we love Joel Goldsmith in this town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Absolutely. Then that's the bingo.
Yeah. Fantastic. So, is there anything you'd like to work on personally, or you're just sharing a perspective and a gain that's really welcome?
Well, if there's anything, for me, it's the deepening into the like what Joel says, there is only one power. That's the divine, that's our spirit. Spirit is the only power. So for me, it would be any holdback within myself that is keeping me from the deepening of that being that.
Good. This is perfect, because I'm sure everyone in this room and everyone on this phone has exactly the same thing. So let's just ask, what's in the way of your going 100% into spirit or into your heart, whatever language you want to use? What's in the way of that right now?
It just for me it just feels like the indoctrination of what I've bought into as beliefs, limited beliefs, limitations.
Good. So everybody on this call, let's all go there and welcome up our limiting beliefs. And I always like to say, we see the limiting beliefs because it's so easy to see them with our minds. Deeper than the beliefs are the wounds in our heart. They create the beliefs.
Yeah.
Okay, so is it okay with everyone to go into your heart right now and just find whatever experience touched our heart, probably negatively, maybe positively, and created the field to allow this belief to arise? And I'm going to go right to the jugular. Ooh, that's a bad. I'm going to go right to the heart of it and just say, let's go to the belief that we are separate from universal love, separate from the universal heart. So could you go there to that belief, Eileen?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, and is it okay with you if you start to feel any resistance or not liking of that belief, that you're separate?
Yes.
Yeah, so whatever that shows up, and maybe you feel it physiologically, maybe you feel, and just check, is it a sense of location that you have? A belief that we're this limited being here? And would it be okay with us, because let's face it, we have bodies, we have minds, let's not deny this. Would it be okay with us if we have our own individuality and we expand into the universality of the universal heart? Is that okay with you, Eileen?
Absolutely.
And could you make that decision again? It's okay for us to expand, it's safe for us to expand into oneness with all creation. And we just say yes to that.
Yeah.
We put our attention in our hearts. And is it okay? Ask your heart this question. Is it safe for me to expand into oneness with all life?
Yes.
Yes. And if there's any feeling in there of resistance, anything other than a you bet, heck yes, absolutely, could you feel that energy in that heart, in your heart, and just love it, be with it, and honor it? Just notice that it softens. It just softens. And just ask your heart again, is it okay? Is it safe for me to expand into the unity of oneness, where I live and walk and move in complete alignment with the invincible force of evolution, upholding creation. And check to see, when we talk about complete alignment with the divine order of creation, check to see if there's a voice that says, but wait a second, I just want this more. I still want this, or I'm afraid this won't come up. I used to be afraid to ask for perfect wealth because I was afraid it wouldn't be enough. And we all do things like this. Okay? And here is the invitation. Alignment is a softer word for surrender. Would it be okay with us if we completely surrender, completely move into alignment with the divine plan for our life? And in that process of alignment, is it okay that everything that is not aligned, everything within us that is not in perfect alignment, just gets shifted off to the side? It's an easy, quick way to purify our spiritual, emotional, physical bodies. As we surrender in alignment, all of this energy just moves off to the side because it doesn't belong there. Is it okay with us, the universal desires, love, harmony, peace, joy, forgiveness, mercy, grace, power, courage, is it okay with us if we align with those perfectly? How are you doing, Eileen?
That's great, thank you.
Okay. Yeah. How's everybody else doing? Okay. So, Eileen?
Yes.
Many thanks for you bringing this up. And we am so grateful to you. I know there's at least one other Canadian calling in. And thank you so much, and it's so nice to reconnect with you.
Yes, you too. Thank you, Stephen, and everyone. It's a great service this is to the world, this work that's being done as a collective here.
Well, I think the world is hearing it because people keep responding. So
Yeah.
I'm grateful for everyone for that. All right, thank you so much.
Okay.
All right, Eileen. Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. Any other comments? You have to sit up here, Alan, because...
I understand.
And we got... Well, people can get off the phone. We have 5 or 6 minutes, so... So what's going on, huh?
Well, as many people may have discovered recently, Gmail kind of upgraded its way of interacting with its people who are on Gmail. And this morning was my first interaction. And the first significant, there was one that I just got rid of, and then the next one was a piece of really good news which made it clear to me that the world is actually transforming very dramatically. And it's a YouTube channel called Prepare for Change, okay? Whatever it is, Prepare for Change. And it has a number of different messages in it, and you can say, you can click on learn more, read more, and get any one of these several kind of vaguely related messages. Well, Benjamin Fulford said that the the Central Bank of Japan has now been nationalized. So it's like the Federal Reserve of Japan has just been done away with. If anybody understands how critical...
So this is not a podium for preaching to the choir.
No, but just so people understand what that is.
Okay.
That means that the basis of evil in Japan has been eliminated. The financial basis for evil in Japan has been eliminated by the new emperor.
You're sharing a game, okay?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
I'm not preaching, understanding. This is just good news, unbelievable good news. And it also indicated the fact that Gmail has kind of redone its thing, suggested to me that ever since you started on Tuesday, the world has been transforming. Maybe it's good timing.
I think it's good timing. But, what I will say, and just because we just have a few minutes, I am running into so many people who are coming to me and having huge Kundalini stuff going on. Most of them it's uncomfortable, to tell you the truth. But huge transformations everywhere going on, and I think we just picked the right time. Nature called for this time for all this stuff to happen.
No, I choose Steve.
It's me. It's me. All right, I'll take that in.
Well, look, if you are connected with everybody, and then of course it's you. But you includes
everybody. I just say, and I read, of course we read all sorts of Jody's things, but I'm hearing all the same things. Is that despite the apparent chaos in the world, we are close to some big shift. And I'll tell you my own experience. This was about a month ago when I was sort of preparing for this. I went deeply, deeply into meditation. And it was about this class, my resistance to it, and this and that. And suddenly, the Goddess of Liberty showed up, which was astounding in itself. Huh? And I saw this picture of a wave of love circling the earth. And I go, wow. But I was suspicious because a Western mystic named Charlie Lutz, very great teacher, in the 70s had said this. There's going to be a wave of love circling the earth. And I raised my hand and said, when? And he said, soon. Yeah, maybe that's now. But what I got a very clear answer. Within the next 7 years, a wave of love circling the earth. So that's my experience and all these things. So let's just watch, but understand, and we really want to do this. We want to be in our hearts, because as we shift, there's going to be a lot of chaos and apparent destruction. Okay, it's just part of the process. The old framework has to break down, and the new one has to build up. And we want to greet that with love. Sound reasonable? Mm-hmm. All right. Alan, thank you.
Namaste.
And thank you for everyone.
Thank you for sending the email about this.
Wait, we have one more person that just came in. It looks Jean, apparently. No, it's not. Hello there, question and answer. Can you speak? Oh, no, this queue is not empty. You're not muted. Oh, hello. Can you speak up?
Yes.
Welcome.
I'm enjoying your sessions every day. It's great. You get to the heart of the matter, no pun intended, in terms of articulating what I may be thinking or feeling, which has really been wonderful. I haven't heard anybody do that in a long time when it comes to any releasing. I haven't heard it in a really long time, even though I've been through other programs. So that's number one. Number two, bullying seems to be, it happens frequently with my family members as I think through the years, and now it's my granddaughter being bullied, and it's, really gets to the heart, and it's really tough on the family because I want to help out, but what can I do type thing. And, of course, I'm furious with the kids who have done it and the parents who allowed it to happen and don't do anything about it.
Yes.
So.
Yes. Thank you so much for bringing this up, because we all share with that. So
I think it's in light of the what's going on with the schools too, in terms of the shootings. I think that has a lot to do with the bullying.
Yes. So, Jean, is it Jean?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
So, Jean, so can you welcome up your resistance, your not liking feeling here?
Oh, I have such anger about it.
So could you welcome up that anger, and everyone else who's ever been bullied on this phone call, in this session, for whatever reason, however, welcome up that energy yourselves, and we can work with this.
Mm-hmm.
So clearly, we all know what bullying is, and we've all been bullied. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So
right.
Feel this energy, and you don't like the energy, right?
Right.
Okay? So does not liking this energy make it go away?
No. No, it doesn't.
No. Is it okay if we look at this from a different perspective?
Yes.
Let that energy shift? Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Good. So first of all, take a look at the person who's doing the bullying. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And how happy is that person?
Oh, not happy at all.
Not happy at all. Not happy at all. And, I'm going to ask a really difficult question, maybe for everyone. I'm going to preface it to soften it. So, when you look at the concentration camp survivors from Hitler, from World War II,
mm-hmm.
always, if people ask them, and I know this really I caught this with Byron Katie, she'd be talking to them, and she'd say to them, well, who would you rather be? Would you rather have been one of the guards brutalizing everyone, or would you have rather been one of the inmates?
Oh.
1% of them say, I'd rather be an inmate, because they couldn't live with themselves if they were a bully like that. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So, could you look at this bully with compassion?
Yes.
Yes. And could you have even more compassion for them?
Yeah, it's 3 of them.
There's 3 of them. For all of them.
Yeah.
Could you have more,
yeah.
and more compassion for them?
Yes.
And more compassion?
Yes.
And more?
Yes.
And how do you feel about them right now?
Pretty good. It takes me back to a conversation I had with somebody about whether I'd rather be the one who would be bullied or the one who would be, make sure it didn't happen to me.
Yeah.
And this person said she would rather be the one who was bullying the other. And it was something along those same lines. Of course, now we're no longer friends, but that's she thinks I didn't do all the right things.
Right.
She said I wasn't a good enough friend.
Yeah. So let's go back here to these bullies, because there's still some resistance. Now here's the thing: no one likes them. Right?
Well, I guess I'm angry that the parents didn't step up and do anything. That's what I'm furious about.
Right. So right there, so all of that anger there, is that healing the situation, or is it inflaming the situation?
You said, is the question healing or in being inflamed?
All that anger with the parents, is that...
It's fanning the flames.
Fanning the flames, isn't it? Okay.
Right.
So,
right. Mm-hmm.
So would it be okay with you if you forgave those parents?
Sure, yes.
Let that go some more. And those parents are probably beside themselves in how to do this, would be my guess, if they're normal parents.
Yeah, I think they are.
Yeah. Okay. So there they are, imperfect parents, and we're going to have a very difficult life if we hate all the imperfect parents in the world, aren't we?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right? Okay.
Right.
So we want to go into love. And now here's the thing. We don't want to be stupid. All we're doing is dealing with the energy level here. So it's entirely within your rights to greet parents with love and ask them how you can help to stop the situation. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Okay. It's totally an appropriate thing to do. as long as you do it with love.
Right.
Okay? And the same thing with the bullies. Now, let's go to an even more delicate topic, because your granddaughter, is that right, who's being bullied?
Right. And we live in the same neighborhood. I live a half a block away, and so I know all the parties.
Gotcha. So your granddaughter's being bullied, okay? And so she's feeling.
She's only in third grade. That's the thing. She's only in third grade.
Yeah, I know. She's in third grade, and there are bullies in third grade. We know it. So, so what you can do for your daughter is, first of all, you can, because you're joining her in the pain of this. You're joining her in being a victim.
Okay.
You get that?
Yes, I do.
So could you welcome up that sense that she's a victim and you're a victim in all of this? Welcome that energy up. Just let that transform. Okay?
Yes.
And that may take some doing. It takes, just let go and more. If it comes back, let it go again more later. And the trick is to understand that at a very deep, deep, deep level, your granddaughter is a sovereign spiritual being who is, at the level of her soul, totally in charge of her life. Okay? And she's drawn this experience in, because we all draw our experiences in, for whatever reason, for whatever karma, whatever, so that she can grow. And the way you can help her is you can teach her how to go to love, and more love. And I know you've seen this before. When you go to love, the bullies, the ag flappers, the tormentors, they just give up. You've seen that, right?
Yeah, I've seen. Yeah.
Okay. And but you really have to go completely to love, because what happens is the bullies have their own game, the victims have their own game, and when the victim says, "I'm not playing the game anymore," it takes a little bit of time, but eventually the other people say, "I'm going to go find somebody else who wants to play this game."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So your job here, or what I'm going to invite you to do, is to sit down with your granddaughter and help her to release. Okay? Help her to manage her feelings, because from that level of mastery, that level of love, she will transform these bullies. And she will step into her power to a remarkable degree, and she will end up looking at these bullies, assuming all this happens, she will look up, the rest of her life, look back at this experience and realized her life changed at that point.
How do I get a child has high, and she's the same child, high anxiety and difficult to get her to sit down to listen to me? Yeah. She's, it's like she always has her own agenda, and she's not willing to listen.
I get you. And all you can do is release and offer. Okay. You can't force someone to be fixed.
Well, I have talked to her, and I have said those things about the bullies. I said they're just sad about their own lives, and that's why they're picking on you.
So what you want to do, because that's all good information and true. It's really good information and true. But you want to give her the experience of that. Okay, just like you're experiencing right now, I'm feeling this anger and fury at the parents and this and this and this, and then you let it go.
Right.
She has to experience this on the level of the heart, on the level of the energy in her body. Okay, and I know it's a step, and then you can't force it. You can't do a thing, but you can be the wise grandmother.
Yes.
Okay, and make the offer repeatedly, not as you have to do this, but just when you're ready to learn how to be a powerful young woman, I'm happy to help you.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
All right? So, how do you feel about all this right now?
I think it's a great plan about the idea about becoming more powerful.
Okay. So when I hear someone say it's a great plan, what I hear is, I don't believe it. Right?
Well, no, it's more about me.
Yeah, right. But you don't believe it. Right.
No, that's not what I mean. Is that I'm stuck in my own stuff, and I don't know if it's too much spirituality that I feel like I've lost my power, and I don't know, or you know what? I think I have my power, but there's something that's just not quite there yet.
So that not quite there feeling.
Yeah.
Right?
So
everybody on the phone can go there to that not quite there.
I can't articulate it. It's like it's kind of like on the tip of my tongue, but I just can't access that information to tell you exactly what I'm thinking.
Don't worry, we all know it. Okay, we all know it viscerally, just like you do.
Yeah.
Okay, can everybody go to that place? You know, that's just not quite there. And can you welcome that up? That's just stuck energy, isn't it?
Yes.
We don't have to identify it. We don't have to put a label on it. Can you just feel it? Either let it go or pull it into your heart and transform it.
Mhm.
You let it move into peacefulness.
Yeah.
And more peacefulness. And more peacefulness. So is it moving or is it still stuck there?
No, it's moving. It's moving.
Nice.
Feel more peaceful, but I still feel like there's something still in my chest, and
Good.
you know, like opening up the doors, that type thing. You know.
So is it okay with you if this is easy to shift?
Yes.
Yes. You feel the relief when you said yes there?
Yes. Yeah. It feels more empowered.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just like, yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready to take on the world.
Good. Good. So any of that last residual energy in there, can you move that up into that resolve to take on the world?
Yes. Yes.
Ooh, you guys hear that in her voice? Yeah, everybody's here smiling, and I'm sure the folks on the phone are too.
Yeah, it's because I'm geared up to try and get this book out, and you know, getting a publisher, and so I've been kind of stuck out on this issue. So it's been a combination of all these things.
And this is how it is. When you read this on one thing, you read this on everything. That's just how it works.
Yeah.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So I think we're pretty good, or do we need to go somewhere else?
No, we're pretty good. We're pretty good.
All right.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you so much for calling in. Okay, and with that, we're going to say thank you to everyone, and we're going to end. You guys, thanks so much. Thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you again, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody, for staying in there. So, favorite topic for tomorrow? Anybody have suggestions? I'll make one up. I have a whole list. Believe me, I have a whole list. Shootings. All right, we'll do shootings tomorrow. All right, we'll do school shootings tomorrow.
Steve,
yeah, boy, I look
listen
forward to school shootings. All right, my friends, I see you're still on there. God bless you all. And I'm gonna end this phone call. See you guys tomorrow.
Bye-bye.
How do we listen to the recording?